You know, it's movies like these that made me wish we had Starship training camps. It inspired me to join the military a little bit faster. Ender's Game. So Ender's Game is the brand new movie that was adapted off the acclaimed novel Ender's Game by the same name. I've never actually read the book, so this is going to be coming from the mind of somebody who's never read the book before. I've heard some friends, they've read the book, and they said the book was pretty good. But I haven't read it, so here we go with my thoughts on the movie. And as the movie is, it is actually really good. The plot of the movie is that basically, like, years and years ago, we're going to say actually it happens in modern time right now, that a while back, these aliens came from the planet and they pretty much just nearly annihilated us. They killed millions and millions of people over the years, and then one soldier sacrificed his life to take out the entire fleet and saved humanity. And they decided, well, they'll be back, so we need to create another soldier just like that. So what do? They train kids, because kids can soak up information so much faster than adults can. So they're going to make children soldiers. And that is a really interesting concept, to take something as simple as a kid, the ends of a child, and just sap that out of him and turn him into a soldier who thinks everything tactical. He thinks every thought like it's going to be his last. And it revolves around the story of Andrew Ender Wiggins. That's right, Ender's Game is Ender the Kid. When I thought that, I thought, oh, Ender's Game is gonna be some kind of like it's our last fight or something. But no, it's about the kid whose middle name happens to be Ender. That's kind of cool. And Ender is a great character. I gotta say, I love the character Ender, because he thinks everything tactically, but yet he has these emotional things built into him. He really is a leader. He's a great person. He outsmarts anybody, his commanding officers, his fellow officers, the man above him, whoever. He just outsmarts them in every single way, but also he has heart, man, which is a really good thing about him. You can't just be a soulless commander. You'd be a dickbag, and nobody's going to respect you or want to follow you, and this movie shows that a lot. This is what these movies really about. It's not about the war that's going on as much as it is trying to teach him how to be a good leader. And that's another interesting thing, that 90% of this movie, there's no real war happening. It's mostly a training movie where they're just going to space boot camp that's like huddling outside of Earth's atmosphere, where they're just playing these mind games, mental games, physical games, training to become the soldiers they need to be to fight this war. And Ender's the one who's going to lead them. Why? Because they believe he is the one. Now, as a movie, this is a really good movie. I really enjoyed this. I want to see this movie again. It's so good. That's what I'm saying. I'm not the one that really goes into sci-fis and all that. I mean, I like Star Trek and everything, but aside from that, I've never really ventured outward into other sci-fi things by myself. But Ender's Game really just got me going. For one thing, it has a great cast. Harrison Ford does a really good job as like the dick general. He believes that Ender is the one, and everybody else just no, they're not going to do it. And he believes that he's the soldier. He doesn't think of him as a kid. He doesn't think of any of his soldiers as a kid. He thinks of them as just weapons. And he's actually willing to let this kid die for this war. Ben Kingsley in this movie, he's not in the movie for too long, but he actually does have a really good part in the movie. I thought he was a really good actor. I thought what was up with his face in the beginning, but he explains it. But he's a really good character, has really good dialogue, and he's just awesome. Now, as I said before, this movie is mostly training, and the training in this movie is really cool. I mean, just everything about the training, all the mental games they're trying to play, those are cool. The one game, though, that is the best, there's two main games that I really loved in this. It's that this is like zero gravity laser tag. That's basically what it is. Zero gravity laser tag, where they pretty much just jump through space from rock to rock, or like metal pentagram thing to the next, and just shoot each other with laser tags, and they got to get to the other side. And that game was really cool. It's not in the movie for long. I mean, it's supposed to be, I guess, a big part of the book, but in the movie it's not really as shown as you think it would be. I assume it's a lot useful in the book. And the last one is the strategy games, the battle commanding games, where Ender just commands an entire fleet to fight the enemy. That is a great game. I mean, that was so cool to see him lead them out with nothing but his hands, just moving all these things over here and just being like, yeah, we're gonna do this over here. Ender is really a smart character. He just, he's just great. I keep saying he's great, but he is. There's this one conflict that Ender has with this one dick general. When he gets promoted, he has to work under this other guy. He's just a real dick commander to the kid, which is pretty funny because Ender is just like a lot taller than this kid, and he's just like, hey, just You do what I say, what I tell you do. And Ender, you just know Ender can kick this kid's ass, and he just outsmarts him. And you can see it in the first time he talks to him by himself. I honestly thought this movie would be boring, but it wasn't. It kept me interested through the entire thing, and it builds itself up really well to the final battle, to the final piece of training that Ender does. It was so epic. You're just like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? Oh my god. And this movie this is not really a spoiler, but the movie does have a plot twist right at the end of the movie, and you're just like, oh wow. And it really gets you like, what? There were a few scenes in this movie that I wish were extended or at least explained a little more. You could tell that probably in the novel they were explained more. There were some characters that you don't really care as much about, or there were moments where you should care more. But you don't, because it didn't explain it that well, and I wish it did. I hope there's an extended edition of this movie that comes out, or at least some more deleted scenes when the DVD comes out, because I really want to learn more about this movie. Or, you know what, I might even read the book. I don't know, I enjoyed it that much. In the end, though, Ender's Game was very interesting. It had a lot of great characters, a lot of great acting. The action in it was so epic. You just wish you could command shit like that. I was going online, I'm going to play some PC RPGs just because it was that epic. I want to command my fleet. In the end, Ender's Game will get the worth watching at full price rating. The second highest rating I can give it, worth watching at full price. It would have gotten higher if it had explained a few things more, if it maybe took some more time. If the movie was like maybe 2.5 hours, would have been perfect. Or maybe 2 hours, 15 minutes, perfect. Alright, that was my review for Ender's Game. Thank you guys for watching. What do you think of Ender's Game? What is your favorite novel adaptation? What is your favorite sci-fi movie? Please answer in the comments below, and I will see you guys on the next After the Show.